Hi Year 10. So we're going to look at stem and leaf graphs today. So if you open up your notes at page 47 for me please, then we'll be ready to start. So a stem and leaf diagram is like a funny wee bar chart. It's like a sideways bar chart, but it also includes the information that it's about in the bars, and you'll see what I mean by that in a wee minute. Okay, it's just another way that we can represent data. And it's also really useful for, I suppose, seeing trends in the data, but for calculating the median or finding the median of a set of data. So let's have a wee look at this example. We're being asked to draw a stem and leaf diagram and then find the median for this set of data, and it is scores on a year 10 maths test. Now, I haven't even explained what stem and leaf actually means yet. The stem value and the leaf values will differ depending on the raw data that you have. So see the way all our numbers here are in the tens, well this one's in the hundreds, but that's how we're going to categorize them. And before I set you off to do your classwork, I'll give you another few examples, okay? Hopefully you'll see what I mean. So we need to take all this and basically organize it. So get your ruler. And see this here, don't take up the whole page here because we're going to actually have to do it again. So make sure you save yourself a little bit of space. So if I look through here and figure out what my lowest score is, then I'll know what the first value I have to put down here is. Okay, I've had a wee look there. I think the lowest score we have is in the 40s. So instead of writing 40, I just put a 4. And then I'm going to be listing any numbers that come like if it was 42, I'll put a 2 there. Seems a little bit confusing at the start, but once we get going, you'll see what I'm at, I promise. Our highest is 100, so we're going to have to go from 4, I suppose, up to 10. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm not even on the screen, sorry. Okay, now, all I'm going to do here is go down my columns and I'm going to list my data, right, and I'll show you how we do that. So 82, right, so I go to 8 and I list my 2. 46, 4, 6, 70, I go to 7 and put a 0. 82, another 2 after that. 86, now 78, I'm going to be putting my 8 obviously after the 7 for that, but here's what I want you to be careful that you do. Make sure you line up your digits, because the whole point of these is so that you end up with these like bars coming off here and you can see automatically where the bulk of the data is, right? So let's say most of our numbers end up being in the 80s, okay? If I had them all squashed up and then I had my 40s all really spread out, it might look at a first glance that there was more results in the 40s than there is in the 80s. So make sure you keep them lined up, and once mine's done, I'll show you what I do whenever I'm marking it to check that you've done that. Okay, so let's keep going. 92. Hopefully you have noticed that I'm scoring these out as I'm going. If I don't, I will make mistakes, and hopefully I haven't made any. Let me know if I have. So 62, 54, 60, 76, 56. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. So pause the video, do the rest yourself, and then unpause. Okay, hopefully yours looks like mine. It's highly likely I've made a silly mistake. Hopefully I haven't. Please let me know if I have. Now, we're not quite finished yet, but before we move on, I just want to point that out again about making sure everything is in line. So see the way all my first digits are pretty much in line, second pretty much in line, same, third, fourth, fifth. That is really important, because if they're not, it can be misleading with the data. So it might look like there's more of one set of values than there actually is, and vice versa. It might look like there's less. So whenever I would be marking this, at a quick glance, I will look, and if it looks fine, it's fine. But if I think, oh, something looks a bit off there, I will take my pencil and I'll run it down through these. Okay, just to check that they're in line. And quite often what you find is like I end up doing that because somewhere along the line something's got more squashed up than it should have been. Now, back to actually what we're doing. So with our stem and leaf diagram, this isn't it finished yet, because if we're going to be using this to find our median, then remember, to get the median, our numbers have to be in order. So this here would be an unordered stem and leaf diagram, and you wouldn't get full marks for it. So I'm going to take this information now and put it in order. So let's do that just underneath. So hopefully you see what I mean, like 4 and a 6 represents 46. 8 and a 4, that represents 84, right? Just in case anyone wasn't sure there. Okay, and did you notice I was scoring out as I went? It's a good habit. I'm going to do it again here. Right, so let's see. We've got 42, 43 and 46. So 42, if I'm going in order from smallest to biggest, it's going to have to go first. Then 43 and then 46. Okay, let's look at our 50s. So we've got two 51s, lining those up. 53, 54, just one of them. Yep. 155, 156, 357's exciting, and then 159. Oh dear, this one's actually a wee bit messy. Dear dear. Right, so again, you've got the gist hopefully. You do the rest of that, so pause me, do the rest of it, and then come back and we'll compare. Okay, there we go. So hopefully we're looking good. We've got our lovely ordered stem and leaf. There's one thing missing. We always have to include a key, right? Because technically at the minute these numbers mean nothing to us. This could be 4.2, it could be 0.42, because if we just had this and we didn't have our raw data, then we wouldn't really know what these numbers represent. So we always include a key, okay? And you just show, I generally just pick the top number to show it. So 4 and a line and a 2 means 42, or you could write represents 42. It's up to you. Okay. The unordered and the ordered, you don't have to label them like that every time. This is just for our notes to show, and you can see I've done some beautiful decoration around ordered there. This is the important one. This is your final answer. Okay. So, this question had also asked us to find the median. Well, remember, the median is the middle number. So let's have a look and see how many pieces of information did we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 49. To find the median value, if you add one on and divide by 2, so add one on to 49, we get 50. Divide by 2 gives us 25. The median value is going to be the 25th value. So now that these are all in order, all we have to do is count along. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this tells me that my median score, because this is about scores in a test, isn't it, is 76. The middle value, whenever they're all in a row, is 76%. I'm assuming these are percentages. Okay. Now this question didn't ask us about this, but stem and leaves are also a little bit useful for finding the modes, because if you look here, see the way we've got all these sixes bunched together, it's really easy to spot that from that, as opposed to, I know I've scored them out now, but as opposed to our original list of values. So just a wee bit of a fun fact there for you. Okay, now just before I start you on your work, I just wanted to say, do you remember I said at the start there about the value of these? Let's look at a couple of examples for those. Okay, so say, I know I've only done 4, but it's just to prove my point. Say we had these numbers and we wanted to put them in a stem and leaf. Then our stems would be 3, 4 and 5. And then we would have our line. So 5.6, so we just put our 6 there, 4.3, 4.1 and 3.2. So hopefully now you're seeing why the key is so important, because you might easily read that as 32. So for that, our key would be that 3 line 2 means 3.2. Okay, let's have another look at a couple more. Okay, so if we had numbers like this, then we would have 4 and 5 just this time. And do you know what? You would probably get away with just doing 3, 6 and 7, as long as you had your key. 4 line 3 means 4,300. Okay, one more. So if we had numbers like this, have we think, what would your stem be? It's going to be this number, because it's the first significant number. So we're just going to have a 6 and a 7 here. 7, 1, 6, 3, 7, 5. And again, as long as you have your key, 6 line 3 means 0.063. And then that just tells you that same rule applies to the rest of them. Okay. Hopefully that is obvious enough. I'm going to give you a wee worksheet to do today. I think that is it from me. See you soon. Bye.